Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into customer centricity. We've got excerpts from a business school marketing lecture, plus articles from Forbes and the MIT Sloan Management Review, all about understanding and prioritizing customer needs.
Yeah, those all-important customer needs.
Right. It's a big topic, no matter what your background. Having a bit of a marketing mindset never hurts.
Definitely not.
So we're extracting those golden nuggets for you.
And hopefully leaving you with some aha moments along the way.
Absolutely. So let's start with the basics. The lecture really emphasizes customer, consumer, and user. They're not always interchangeable terms.
Right, they're not.
Why is that distinction so crucial?
It forces you to think beyond a single transaction. Imagine a parent buying educational software. They're the customer. Their child is the user. Maybe the whole family benefits. Understanding these different roles, their needs, and how they influence each other, that's what separates true customer centricity from just selling stuff.
I see. It reminds me of the story from the lecture. The redesigned MRI machine. They made it look like a spaceship to reduce kids' anxiety during scans.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example. They addressed the emotional needs of the child, the user. And by doing so, they solved a problem for everyone. Parents, doctors, and of course the kids. Happier patients. Fewer missed appointments. Talk about exceeding expectations.
Definitely. Speaking of expectations, the sources all agree they're shaped by a whole ecosystem of factors.
You're absolutely right. The marketplace itself, cultural trends, personal preferences, and interestingly, what the company is already doing. It's a constant feedback loop where your actions influence what people expect from you in the future.
Interesting. And there's that equation from the lecture that really sticks with me. Outcome below expectations equals a dissatisfied customer. Meet expectations, you get satisfaction. Exceed them. That's where the magic of delight comes in.
Delight. That's what turns one-time buyers into loyal fans who spread the word and become advocates for your brand. It's not just about fulfilling a need anymore, it's about creating an experience that goes above and beyond.
I like that. So how do we translate all this into understanding how customers actually make decisions? The lecture walks us through those 5 stages, starting with need recognition.
Think of it like this. Need recognition happens when there's a gap between where a customer is and where they want to be. The MRI example perfectly illustrates this. Recognizing the child's fear and anxiety was the key to finding a solution. That went beyond just medical treatment.
Okay. And the lecture digs deeper into those underlying needs: physiological, safety, belonging, esteem, all the way up to self-actualization. It's not just about recognizing a need, it's about understanding those specific types of needs, driving that customer's behavior.
And those needs can manifest in a lot of ways, sometimes even conflicting with each other. A customer might want the most sustainable option, but also the most affordable one. Understanding how those needs interplay is crucial for effective marketing.
Okay, I see. So once a need is recognized, the customer starts searching for information, internal and external information search.
This is where marketing comes into play. We can influence both types of search. Internal, by building strong brand associations and memories, and external, by creating content and experiences that answer customer questions and guide them toward a solution.
Okay. Then comes evaluation of alternatives. The lecture pointed out, this isn't always a perfectly rational process.
True. Sometimes we make big, well-researched decisions, like when buying a house or a car. But more often, we rely on heuristics, mental shortcuts that simplify complex choices. Think of grabbing your usual coffee on the way to work, or choosing a restaurant based on a friend's recommendation.
So we're not being irrational, it's more like, we're being efficient with our mental energy.
Exactly. Heuristics help us make quick decisions without endless research. They often lead to choices that are good enough, even if not perfectly optimal.
So for marketers, it's about understanding the type of decision-making and tailoring the message accordingly.
That's right. For a high-involvement purchase, like a new laptop, you want to provide detailed information, comparisons, even expert reviews. But for low involvement, like a pack of gum, you focus on making that decision as frictionless as possible. Placement at the checkout. Bright, eye-catching packaging.
Right. So the purchase is made. Done. Right. Nope. The lecture emphasizes the post-purchase stage. Why is that so important?
Because this is where we turn one-time buyers into repeat customers. It's about following up, gathering feedback, addressing concerns, and ensuring the customer feels valued and appreciated.
And it's a gold mine for those customer insights, right?
Absolutely.
Learning what worked, what didn't, and how we can improve.
Every interaction, every piece of feedback is an opportunity to learn and refine, our understanding of customer needs and expectations.
Okay, so let's talk about uncovering those customer insights. The lecture starts with a question. Just ask customers what they want and give it to them. Is it really that simple?
Well, it sounds good,
Yeah.
but reality is much more complex. Direct feedback is valuable. But it's only one piece of the puzzle. We have to go beyond what customers say and understand the why behind their preferences.
Okay, so how do we do that? The lecture goes into two main research categories, qualitative and quantitative.
Right.
Qualitative being all about those rich, nuanced insights, the why behind the what.
Think observations, focus groups, in-depth interviews. These methods let us step into the customer's world, understand their motivations, emotions, and beliefs.
And then we have quantitative, all about hard numbers and measurable data.
Surveys, experiments, big data analysis. These help us identify patterns, trends, and correlations that might not be obvious from individual interviews or observations.
Interesting. The lecture uses the example of Pringles. They initially thought adults hated broken chips based on focus groups, but follow-up research revealed that wasn't entirely true.
It's a classic example of how social dynamics can influence self-reported data. In those initial focus groups, adults were probably hesitant to admit they enjoyed broken chips. Maybe they felt it wasn't sophisticated. But in a more relaxed setting, they were more honest about their preferences.
Makes sense. The Dove example, too. Their survey revealed only 2% of women describe themselves as beautiful.
Wow.
Talk about a powerful insight. It goes way beyond surface-level preferences.
It highlights how our perceptions of ourselves and the world can influence our choices and behaviors. For Dove, this led to a whole campaign focused on challenging beauty standards and promoting self-esteem.
That's great. The lecture also mentions how a feedback survey led to significant improvements for small businesses in Rwanda.
Oh yeah, a 62% revenue increase and a 54.5% profit increase. Just from actively listening to their customers, it's a reminder that gathering insights doesn't have to be complex or expensive.
That's amazing. But we have to acknowledge the limitations of relying solely on self-reported data, right?
So,
People aren't always perfectly honest in surveys. Consciously or unconsciously, there are all sorts of biases at play.
that's right.
And sometimes, we're not even aware of our own motivations.
True. That's why it's important to look beyond surveys. Consider other methods, like observing actual behavior or techniques that tap into subconscious feelings.
Okay. Speaking of observing behavior, the amount of online and offline purchase data these days is incredible.
It is, isn't it?
It's a goldmine
Mm-hmm.
for understanding what customers actually do, not just what they say.
Yeah. We can track purchases, website visits, social media interactions, a whole new level of insight into their preferences and motivations.
Wow. But the lecture makes a crucial point. Just because two things are correlated doesn't mean one causes the other.
Right.
Correlation doesn't equal causation. We need to be careful about jumping to conclusions
Right.
based on correlations alone.
We do. It's about considering timing. Did one thing happen before the other? And ruling out other factors that could be influencing both.
Okay, I see. Let's talk experiments. These are the gold standard for establishing cause and effect relationships because we can manipulate certain variables while holding everything else constant.
Exactly.
The jam assortment study mentioned in the lecture is a great example of how experiments can challenge our assumptions. Wider assortment attracted more attention, but it actually led to fewer purchases. Turns out too many choices can be overwhelming.
It can. It makes it harder to decide.
Interesting. Now, the lecture brings up Steve Jobs and his skepticism toward market research. Did he even believe in listening to customers?
That's a provocative question. Jobs famously said, a lot of times people don't know what they want until you show it to them.
He relied on intuition and a deep understanding of user needs, but not necessarily on traditional market research.
So what's the takeaway? Do we ditch the data and just go with our gut? Not quite. It's more about finding that balance between data-driven insights and visionary thinking. Sometimes you need to trust your gut and take risks, even if the data doesn't fully support it. Other times, you need to be guided by the numbers and let the data inform your decisions.
Okay, we've covered a lot here. Customer centricity, those different types of needs, the challenges of uncovering insights. What's next on our deep dive?
Next, we'll explore how companies can build systems for gathering those valuable insights and how a focus on customer benefits can be a game changer.
Sounds good. Stay tuned, folks. This deep dive is just getting started. Okay, so we've laid the groundwork. We get why customer centricity matters, and we've seen the challenges of truly understanding customer needs. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the MIT Sloan Management Review article, it throws out this intriguing term, privileged insights.
Yeah, privileged insights.
What makes these insights so special?
Well, think of it this way. Everyone's gathering data these days. But privileged insights, those are the ones your competitors don't have. They're unique, they're relevant, and they give you a real edge.
It's about uncovering that hidden gem of knowledge that allows you to serve your customers better than anyone else. The article breaks down building this privileged insight system into 3 key steps.
Yeah, 3 key steps.
What's the first step?
The first step is all about trust and value. It's not just about collecting data. It's about being transparent with customers.
Yeah.
About how that data is used.
The example they use is Adobe. They're super clear about data privacy and how customer data is used to improve user experience.
Right, not just to line their pockets.
Customers are much more likely to share information if they trust you and believe you're using it to make their lives better.
Exactly.
Okay. Step 2. Integrate how you collect privileged insights into your day-to-day actions.
This sounds like baking data collection into the natural flow of things, not a separate, cumbersome process. Precisely.
Yeah.
Every touch point, a customer service call, product delivery, even browsing your website, can be an opportunity to gather information, turning those everyday interactions into insights.
Okay. The Inditex example with their Zara brand is brilliant. They train their retail employees to be insight ninjas.
Yeah, insight ninjas.
They observe what customers are drawn to, what questions they ask, and that feedback goes straight to the designers.
It does.
Talk about a fast track, from insight to action.
It's a real-time feedback loop that allows Zara to adapt to changing trends and customer preferences.
That's amazing. All right. Step 3. Wire your privileged insights into how you work. It's one thing to collect insights, but it's meaningless if you don't actually use them.
Absolutely.
This is about integrating those insights into every level of your business, from product development and marketing to investment decisions and long-term planning. Salesforce is a great example. Their customer-centric approach has fueled their incredible growth.
It has.
They use insights to guide product development, ensuring they're creating solutions that actually meet customer needs.
That's right.
So it's not just about data analysts crunching numbers in some back office. It's about making sure everyone understands the customer, from the CEO to the frontline employees, and has access to these valuable insights.
That's the key. The article talks about creating a flywheel effect. The more customers trust you, the more they engage. The more insights you gather, the better you can serve them, and the cycle continues.
I love that. Okay, we've talked a lot about gathering and using insights, but there's another layer to this whole customer centricity thing.
Right.
It's not just about understanding needs, it's about delivering tangible benefits.
You got it.
And that's where this article comes in. 7 reasons to strengthen your customer benefits focus.
It's a good one.
It reminds us of a simple truth. It's not about the product itself, it's about what that product does for the customer.
Right.
It all goes back to that classic quote by Theodore Levitt. People don't want to buy a 1/4-inch drill. They want a 1/4-inch hole.
Brilliant way to frame it.
We get so focused on the features and specs.
We do.
But what truly matters is the outcome, the value that the customer experiences.
Exactly.
And the article argues that focusing on benefits has some serious perks. Avoiding marketing myopia, identifying unexpected competitors, discovering growth paths, even understanding market shocks and trends, that's quite a claim.
It is.
But does it hold up?
Well, the article backs it up with some pretty compelling examples.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's start with marketing myopia. That's when companies get so focused on their product or industry, they lose sight of the bigger picture.
Oh, like that time everyone thought radio was doomed because of television.
Exactly. But those who saw radio's benefit as audio entertainment, not just a specific technology, they were able to adapt and thrive.
Okay, I see. What about identifying competitors?
Well, the article uses the example of Allstate.
Allstate, the insurance company.
Yeah, the insurance company. Now offering smart doorbells,
Smart doorbells.
like Ring.
Wow, who would have thought?
It highlights how a benefits-focused perspective can help you see beyond traditional industry boundaries. Allstate isn't just selling insurance anymore. They're selling peace of mind and home security.
That's interesting. The Arm& Hammer story is another classic example of leveraging a core benefit for growth.
Oh, for sure.
They took deodorizing
Yep.
and ran with it.
They did.
From baking soda to kitty litter to toothpaste,
Yep.
it's a testament to understanding that core value proposition and finding creative ways to apply it.
Absolutely.
And a benefits focus can even help with new product development.
Oh, definitely.
The article uses ChatGPT as an example.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Even though the technology wasn't brand new, it was the focus on benefits, ease of use, increased productivity, human-like interaction. That really captured the market's attention.
It did.
It's a reminder that even in a crowded marketplace, highlighting the right benefits can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk market shocks and trends. The COVID-19 pandemic is a prime example of how quickly things can change.
For sure.
And the companies that were able to adapt, those who understood the shift in customer needs and priorities, they thrived.
They did.
Think about the explosion of e-commerce and delivery services. They were meeting a real and urgent need for convenience and safety.
That's right.
So it's not just about understanding current needs, it's about anticipating how those needs might evolve.
Exactly.
And the article emphasizes how a strong benefits focus can ultimately lead to a healthier bottom line.
It can.
Loyal customers are more likely to spend more, stick around longer, and become advocates for your brand,
That's right.
all of which contribute to a healthier bottom line.
Absolutely.
Finally, the article ties this back to core competencies, those unique strengths that give a company a competitive edge.
Right. Core competencies.
A strong customer benefits focus should be intertwined with those core competencies,
It should.
ensuring that what you do best is also what delivers the most value to your customer.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But the article doesn't stop there. It outlines 3 main types of benefits: functional, experiential, and symbolic.
Interesting.
What are those?
Well, functional benefits. They're all about practicality and problem solving. Reliability, durability, convenience. Tangible aspects that help customers achieve specific goals.
So like a car that gets great gas mileage,
Right.
or a phone with a long-lasting battery.
Exactly. Then you have experiential benefits. These appeal to our senses, emotions, and desire for engagement. They create feelings of excitement, pleasure, relaxation, even awe. Think about a brand like Disney. Their theme parks are all about creating a magical experience.
Oh yeah, Disney. And finally,
And finally, symbolic benefits. These tap into our desire for belonging, status, self-expression, aligning with certain values.
like a brand that stands for something.
A great example is Patagonia, with their focus on sustainability and environmental activism. Their customers aren't just buying clothes, they're buying into a set of values and making a statement about who they are.
It's about that deeper connection, that feeling of being part of something bigger. The article makes a great point. Companies often overemphasize functional benefits, while neglecting the power of those experiential and symbolic benefits. That can create truly lasting customer connections.
They do.
So how do we figure out which benefits resonate with our customers? Is it as simple as asking them?
Well, asking is a good start. But to get to the heart of the matter, we need to dig deeper. Sometimes customers don't even understand their own motivations.
That's true. The article mentions a technique called laddering,
Laddering.
asking a series of why questions to uncover those deeper layers of meaning.
Interesting.
Imagine asking someone why they prefer a certain coffee. They might say it's because of the taste.
Right.
But if you keep asking why, you might discover it's about the feeling of comfort and nostalgia it evokes.
I see.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion to get to the heart of what truly matters.
Exactly.
And those deeper insights can be incredibly valuable in shaping everything from marketing messages to product development to your overall brand strategy. So we've explored the different types of benefits and how to uncover them. What's the next step? How can companies put this benefits focus into practice?
It starts with a conscious effort to put benefits at the forefront of every decision. From product development to marketing to customer service. Constantly ask yourself, what benefit are we delivering?
Okay. The article also suggests developing a benefits vocabulary within the organization.
Benefits
A
vocabulary.
shared language for talking about customer benefits.
I see.
It's about creating a culture where everyone understands the value proposition and how each team contributes to delivering those benefits.
That makes sense.
And it's crucial to remember that benefits aren't static.
They're not.
They change over time as customer needs and expectations evolve.
Exactly.
So companies need to be constantly monitoring and adapting their offerings accordingly.
They do.
This brings us back to the privileged insight system.
It does.
It's not just about data collection. It's about continuously learning and adapting to those ever-changing customer needs and desires.
Precisely. And that brings us to the heart of the matter. Why does all this even matter? Why should we care about customer centricity and benefits?
Right. Why?
It's simple. In today's world, a strong customer focus is the key to survival and success. It's about creating those genuine connections that go beyond just selling something.
It's about building a brand that people love, trust, and are willing to advocate for, and that is the ultimate competitive advantage.
It is.
It really does feel like we've gone beyond marketing 101 here. This deep dive is giving me a whole new perspective on what it means to connect with those we aim to serve, whether it's customers, clients, or even just our audience.
That's the beauty of this topic. It transcends industries and job titles.
Yeah.
The principles of customer centricity, they apply whether you're running a Fortune 500 company or building a following for your passion project.
So true. As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one big takeaway you want our listener to walk away with?
I think it comes back to that mindset shift. Customer centricity isn't just a department or its strategy. It's a way of life for your business, weaving those customer needs and desires into every decision, every interaction, every touch point.
It's like that benefits vocabulary we talked about.
Right.
If everyone in the organization is speaking that same language, it's much easier to stay aligned.
Yeah.
And create a truly customer-centric culture.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond the slogans and buzzwords.
Yeah.
And embedding those principles into the DNA of your company.
Okay, I like that. So for our listener who's ready to take action, what's one thing they can do today to start becoming more customer-centric?
It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Maybe it's a quick survey to get feedback on a recent product, or having a conversation with a key client to understand their biggest challenges, or even just taking the time to listen to the feedback you're already receiving.
It's about making that commitment to put the customer first.
Yeah.
And taking those consistent actions to make it a reality.
And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There's always more to learn, more ways to improve, and more opportunities to create those incredible experiences that build lasting loyalty and drive growth.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep that customer-centric mindset front and center. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time. Find all the fascinating exploration